Well, friends, as we come back to another episode of Fight Your Chrysler, we have reached the point of exhaustion with the 300. I'll update you here. As you know or may not know, since pretty much early April, we've noticed a problem with the 300. It has been stumbling on acceleration sometimes after it gets hot. Driving. Got a little bit worse. So we went through all the natural steps, right? Spark plugs, redone, no change. Swapped fuel pump out, no change. Put it on the computer, and put the app on there. For some reason, I'm reading about 10, 11, 12% high long-term fuel trims on bank 1. Bank 1 is where cylinders 1, 3, 5, and 7 are. Okay, all this time, no change. Changed out the coil packs, no change. I said do the fuel pump, no change. Both sides, no change at all whatsoever. Let's see, I might be going out of order. Did the PCV, the crankcase breathing valve thing, did that, no change. Redid all the gaskets on the intake, no change. Did all 4 oxygen sensors, no change. Still driving real rough when it gets hot. Has a hard time starting. Like if you drive it, warm it up, pull over somewhere, stop, and then try to restart it, it like barely cranks. It'll crank a little bit, get stuck, crank some more, and then struggle to start. Not like a dead battery, because it's not the battery, it's not the electrical. Electrical's fine. Anyway, let's see, we did all of that. I went and bought a new oil control valve, which controls the MDS, because I thought maybe the cam's not phasing right. Did all of that, no change. And also, when I took that out, you can see if there's any shavings in the oil when you take out the oil control valve, which is right under the intake. Like 3 times taking intake off. Took that out, looked at it, oil looked perfect. Now, in the midst of all this, within 2,000 miles, the computer, also changed out the PCM, entire PCM, got a rebuilt, fresh PCM, same exact problems. All the fuel trims are still high on the bank 1. With the, well, anyway, as I drive it, I was still driving it here and there. When you first started, no noise, sounds perfect, everything's great, drive out, good. But once it warms up, you get the stumbling, the exhaust sounds weird. Like I said, change the PCM, no change in anything, still doing the exact same stuff. But I did notice that once it gets warm and you try to step on it, it just does not have the power it should. And then you smell the rotten eggs, as if something's going down into the gas is going down into the exhaust, because one of the cylinders is just not firing. I never got any codes up to this point. So then the oil, change oil comes on, which means my oil's getting contaminated. Now, if you're not burning properly, injectors are spitting. I changed injectors from side to side, no change. The injectors are spitting, because I can see the little marks where they spit and clean off all the soot on the top of the head, on the intake holes of the head where you get the soot. It's all clean. Valves, everything looks great. Haven't dropped a seat, none of that stuff. Look down in there, no problem. But I got oil contamination. So like I said, the gas is getting down into the oil, it's going past the rings because there's no compression. It's not blowing up inside the combustion chamber. So we changed the oil. Oil looked good though. No shavings, no crap. Okay, and then actually I took it, get a smoke test, because I figured there's some sort of intake leak I can't find, right? Every mechanic says intake leak. No dice. Smoke test came back all good. No intakes or exhaust leaks. Did all 4 oxygen sensors. That was the first thing I did, all 4 oxygen sensors. Forgot to mention that. No change. Then we started getting engine lights. So I rolling with the new oxygen sensors. One of them is reading high. Bank 2 sensor 1 is reading high for some reason. So I get that light every once in a while. But I know that's not my problem. It's just the aftermarket sensor is just not perfectly calibrated. It just reads a little high. Leave that alone. I got that light, and then I also got misfire in cylinder 3. Ha! Boom, right? 3's problem. What could be the problem with 3? I have no lifter tick noise whatsoever. Okay, spring got to be broke, right? Well, not so much. Just opened up the engine, checking for springs. All my springs look good on bank 1. All of them. And it was a beast getting that damn valve cover off. But all the springs look good in bank 1. I can't tell what it is because, I mean, it's like I said, it's only once it gets warm do I start having issues. I'm at a loss at this point. I might have to throw in a towel and just have the engine broken all the way down or something, because there's nothing else that could be wrong with the car on the top end. I mean, a MAP sensor would give me bad all the way across the engine, but all my problems are coming from bank 1. That's all I ever get a problem with is bank 1. Bank 2 is perfect. Bank 1's giving me cylinder 3 misfire. They said there was also a cylinder 1 misfire storage code. Haven't had a repeat of cylinder 1 misfire anymore since. Well, anyway, I'm gonna take a look, show you what I found. Got everything off. That was fun, disconnecting everything, but I've been in and out of this intake. Pulled that so many times, pulled all the coil packs so many times. Here we go. Looks good down in there. I mean, the oil looks great. There's no soot that's making it anywhere, no sludge. It's not a problem. Cylinder 1 looks fine. Spring looks good. Cylinder 3. This is the cylinder that's giving me all the issues. I see no problems here. I could twist the spring around. Rocker arm makes no noise. There is some side-to-side lash, but that's in all of them. But up and down, nothing. Right now, cylinder 1 is on the intake stroke. I can't even touch this one. So cylinder 3 is doing nothing right now. Looks great. Now, my only other problem here is I can't see the intake. I mean, the exhaust spring. But that's the exhaust spring. I don't see any problems here. I don't see any problems at all. Let me put on the flash, see what happens. All right. That's the intake. I mean, that's the exhaust spring. Looks perfectly fine. Hit it from this side, see what we got. Wait a minute. Forgot where the camera is. Why can I not focus on this thing? That's the bottom. There it is. I don't see any breakages in this spring here. Now the rest of them, I mean, they're sitting there absolutely perfect, especially the intakes. Real hard to see the exhausts because they are so far down in there. Anyway, said everything looks good. I don't see any excessive play anywhere. I can't believe that this is going to be the cam or the lifter. I just can't believe it. But I got no other problems. None. I've done everything in this motor that you can do on the top or the outside. No other problems. If my cat was going bad, I'm sure I'd have a light for that. No light for that. I don't know. Well, I'm gonna put it back together. Get it back to running and driving status. Then we're off to see the wizard. That's all I can say. Dealership, here I come. Everything's put back together. Trick the hood latch so the car thinks the hood's closed. Just fire it up. Well, got an engine light. Let's go check it out. Okay, I forgot I had an engine light before I unplugged the car, before I took everything off of it, so I won't let it run. But we're good now. She purrs like a kitten till it gets hot. Yeah, still got an engine light though. I wish y'all see what that is, but power steering fluid is low. I lost a lot when I had to move the power steering pump to get the valve thing off, but we'll take care of that. Oh yeah, I lost a lot of power steering fluid. Gotta get some more before I drive it, but whatever. Not steer. Power steering pump's crying. I'm about to turn it off, but no lifter noise.